What's up, Zoomers, Doomers, and Boomers? This is a tier list, and we are going to be ranking the drivers in the Indianapolis 500 based on the chances that I think that they have in the race. Now, this is available to anybody who wants to do it. If you want to play along at home, the link will be in the description. But let's get to it. Let's talk about first the tiers for this year, because they're a little bit different than when I did them last year. The top tier this year is On the Button. I changed the name from the Milk tier for no reason in particular. But in the On the Button tier, we're going to put 3 drivers. Only 3, I think, have a legitimate shot at winning the race. The second tier is the same as it was last year. We had a top 10 car. 7 drivers, I know it's a little confusing, 7 drivers going to the we had a top 10 car section because we had, of course, 3 that have a chance to win. The orange tier is too much turbulence, can't pass. We can put as many drivers in this tier as we want. And there's also 2 other tiers. The red tier, which we will probably see a lot of drivers, is the fuel save and pray category. And in fact, I'm going to put 1 driver in here right off the bat for no reason in particular, Stingray Rob. Although, that's probably unfair to him because he is in an AJ Foyt car, and I think he does have a very strong car. But, you know, fuel save and pray, Stingray Rob. And then we've got a final tier, which is the Rainman tier, and only 2 drivers can go in this tier according to the rules. And the rules state that whichever driver does not drive the 17 car in the race, whether that be Tony Kanaan or Kyle Larson, they go here. So you have to choose which driver is in your 17 car in your tier list. All right, so let's get into it. We already put Stingray Rob in Fuel Save and Pray. Like I said, a little bit unfair because he isn't an AJ Foyt car, but it tracks, right? Let's start with the drivers are in alphabetical order, and while I won't go through them alphabetically, I think it's worthwhile to start with Agustin Canapino. He's had a very strong month of May. His qualifying wasn't all that good, but it wasn't any fault of his own. I feel like there is an argument to be made that he could be in a top 10 car, but you can only put 7 drivers up there. So I'm feeling Agustin Canapino in too much turbulence, can't pass. And last year I put him in Fuel Save and Pray, so it makes some sense that he moved up a tier this year, but didn't move up much further. Let's go to a driver who I think is very quick. The quickest Honda in the field, Felix Rosenqvist. Now, he was in my top 3 last year, and he kind of did me dirty. So I can't really put him in the top 3 with any kind of realistic thoughts. But is he a top 10 car, or is he in too much turbulence? Is he not in the top 10, or is he in the top 10? And I think Felix will be in the top 10. So we can fill out 3 tiers right away. So I only have 6 spots left in top 10 cars, so I got to be careful about that. I almost picked Tony right off the bat. Let's go with Linus Lundqvist. This is an interesting one because had he not crashed, I think I would have put him up here. And that's a high mark for Linus. But I think with the crash, I kind of want to put him in Fuel Save and Pray. But I think he's going to be in the too much turbulence category. I'm going to put him over Augustine. Yeah, I think Linus goes there. Let's go Tom Blomqvist. He's in the car that Helio Castroneves won the Indy 500 with, so his car has been up here before. But I think Tom in his first Indy 500, you just got to put him in Fuel Save and Pray. His job is to learn the Indy 500 this year. It's not to set the world on fire by any stretch of the imagination. Ed Carpenter. Typically, he's in this range. I'm going to put him in too much turbulence this year. I don't think the Ed Carpenter cars are quite as strong as they have been in the past. So Ed Carpenter goes into too much turbulence this year. Let's go with Helio Castroneves, putting a hitter up here. Now, he's been up here quite a bit in the past, and if he'd qualified better, I'd definitely put him up here. I feel like it's too much of an insult to put him back here, but I also don't want to stack this with too many Hondas. Ooh, is he a top 10 car? Or is he in too much turbulence? Oh, man. Oh, man, I'm going to feel really stupid. Top 10 car. Top 10 car for Elio. Top 10 car. Let's go with Kiffin. Kiffin Simpson. Very, kind of surprised some people in qualifying. But I think I put him in a high fuel save and pray. I think his strategy throughout this year has been very apparent in the races to get to the end of them. And I think no better example of a race that you have to get to the end of is the Indianapolis 500. So Kiffin goes there. Connor Daly. Where does he end up? Now he's qualified down here. He's typically good in the race. I'll put him in too much turbulence, can't pass. I think Connor's going to move up. I don't know if I'm willing to put him up here, though. Christian Lundgaard. I think I'm also going to put in fuel save and pray. I'll put him behind Kiffin. He was up in the field last year, but that was fuel mileage. I don't think the Rahal cars are quite where they need to be, outside of one exception, of course. Are we going to do this? Yeah, sure, we'll do this. Let's go with one of the hitters. Colton Herta. I picked him up, and now I'm having trouble because there are some drivers I want to put in on the button, and Colton's one of them. And I'm almost running into a situation where I'm going to end up with drivers, lots of Honda drivers in top 10 car. I think I got to put him here. I think I got to put him there. Yeah, I got to put it. It's been put down. He's been put down. He is in top 10 car. He is in top 10 car. I want to pick Herta. He's starting in a row with or where Joseph Newgarden, around where Joseph Newgarden won the race last year. Strong in traffic. Top 10 car. I committed to it. Top 10 car. Marcus Armstrong. Strong and nasty car. First oval race, that's going to hurt him a little bit. I think we're going to put him in too much turbulence. Put him behind Connor. Put him behind Connor. Probably under-ranking him a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. Pietro Fittipaldi, kind of put him around here. Around here. Yeah, I'll put him around here. I mean, that's... Yeah. I think fuel save and pray, because that car's 30th place on the qualifying. Yeah, I'm feeling okay with that. And while we're at it, we'll put Graham Rahal in there too. It's hard to know exactly where he's going to end up. Does he move up the field? Does he have a decent race car? I don't think so. So fuel save and pray, the 3 regular season Rahal cars. And for good measure, we'll put Catherine Legg back there as well. Catherine's best finish is 30th in the 500. She starts 31st. Catherine really just needs to complete 500 miles, and she can do better than that for sure, but she's got to get to the end of the race, and she has not done that yet. So fuel save and pray for Catherine. God, so many hitters here. We've really run through them pretty quick here. Let's go with William Power. Where's Slick Willie P gonna go? Is he gonna go back here? He's gonna go in too much turbulence, can't pass. Come on. I think there's the choice here, right? Do you put all the Penske cars in on the button, or do you put them in top 10 car? And I think Will for sure goes in on the button. For sure goes there. His car has been exceptional in traffic. He's hungry for that second win. He's hungry for a first win in IndyCar of any kind since 2022. He's got to go on the button. There's no doubt about it. Will Power is one of the guys this year in the Indy 500. Christian Rasmussen. Now this is interesting because I feel like I put him in fuel save and pray if someone is eventually going to shut the door on him or put him in the marbles, going too wide with people in the corner. But I think he's going to be in the high teens by the end of the race. I don't think he's going to be quite a top 10 car, but I think he's going to be up there. Christian Rasmussen could potentially be a very impressive rookie in this year's Indianapolis 500. Marco, who's cheering for Marco? Marco's having a good day. Marco's up to 15th. I'll put him Put him just behind Ed. Marco's been quietly confident. He's been relaxed, loose, which is typically not what Marco is. So I think Marco's going to have a decent day, but I don't think it's going to be a race-winning performance. If of course the race goes 500 miles. I feel like I have to put that caveat in there. How about a real toughie here? Because we have got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 drivers left. And I've got 4 spots. I've got 6 spots I can put in the top 10, and everybody else has to go elsewhere in the field. Oh, so difficult. This is where it gets really difficult. I'm going to go Callum Ilott, who I think is one of the dark horses. I think he could be in the top 10. I'm going to put him in Too Much Turbulence. There's nothing against Callum. I think he will be there. I think he'll be a contender, but I think Too Much Turbulence is the fair spot to put him. Same for Marcus Ericsson. I think I'm going to put him in Too Much Turbulence. I'll put him around Connor. I guess he's going behind Armstrong. The tier list has made a decision. He's going at the back of Too Much Turbulence. Now we're looking at Romain Grosjean. Let's get a few of these guys off the board. I think he's in Fuel Save and Pray because he has yet to finish the 500. He's crashed in turn 2 twice, 2 500 starts. Let's get the Rainman out of the way. Go ahead and do it. Because I think, if I'm betting man, Sunday gets totally rained out. And then the question, of course, is going to be Charlotte. Tony Kanaan is going to test this car. And if he does, if Tony runs the race, he's going to be starting back here. So I think Tony ends up in Too Much Turbulence were he to run the race. But I don't think he's going to run the race. I think he's the Rainman. And I think Kyle Larson is going to run the race. And I think Kyle Larson will finish the 500 at the top. Top 10 for Kyle Larson. Not a win. Top 10. Now I've got 5 drivers left to fill out the top 10. 2 of them in On the Button, and 3 in top 10 car. And there's, as you can see, the big pool of drivers to choose from here, which is going to make it difficult. Scotty Dixon. Typically, people would put him up here. I even put him back here last year. Fortunately, I think he goes here this year. I think Scott Dixon quite has the car that he usually has in the 500. I think he goes there. Well, getting down to it now. A lot of big names, a lot of big faces. Let's do a controversial one. This worked out for him last year. I'm going to put Joseph Newgarden. Uh-oh. Oh, Thierry Baker not letting me do it. Oh, yeah, they are. Put him at the very top of top 10 car. I think of the 3 Penske cars, drivers, whatever you want to call them, while Newgarden, I think, very much, as evidenced last year, is capable of winning the race, capable of repeating. Typically, repeating a win in the 500 is very difficult to do. And I think his teammates are going to race him exceptionally hard this year when it comes down to it. So I think Newgarden, top of top 10 car. So I have now got 5 spots taken, 2 here and 2 here. 2 in the top 10 car and 2 in the On the Button, and everybody else is going to go in Fuel Save and Pray and Too Much Turbulence. Pato O'Ward. A lot of people will have him up here. A lot of people will have him up here. I think he goes here. I believe him when he says he doesn't have the car this year, and unfortunately, I think Pato might not be a factor this year. I will certainly be willing to be proven wrong on that, but I'd put him at top of Too Much Turbulence Camp Pass. I think that's might be where he slots in. Santino Ferrucci as well. He's never finished outside of the top 10 at the Indianapolis 500. Never. Can I bet against that? Can I bet against Santino Ferrucci being in the top 10 of the Indianapolis 500? Is that a smart bet when I've got 2 slots left? I could put him up here. Got 2 slots here, but I think I'm going to put him, for the very first time, I think Santino Ferrucci will finish outside of the top 10 at the 500. Am I feeling good about that? No. I feel like I'm starting to not like this Elio pick, I can tell you that. I'm starting to not like that. Because I'm starting to look at these names down here, and I'm starting to get worried. So I can only get 4 of these guys up in here. And I've got I've got 7 of them left, which is difficult. Got to be very difficult here. This is nervous moments here. Oh man. Okay, let's get an easy one out of the way. Is this easy? I don't know. I'm gonna put Alexander Rossi in the on the button. Put Alexander Rossi in on the button. I think if it is not a Penske car that wins this race, it will be Alexander Rossi on pure pace. We'll see how that works out. One left. One left? No, I've got 3 left. Okay, I've got 2 left here. Top 10 car. 1 left and on the button. Let's put Captain Kirk. Top 10 car. I'm just going to commit to that right away. Commit to it right away. I think he's got a top 10 car. Top 10 car for sure. There's some heavy hitters left. So with 6, I have 1 left in top 10 car and 1 left on the button. There's some serious heavy hitters left. Ryan Hunter-Reay. I'm going to put in too much turbulence, can't pass. He's strong, but I don't think he's top 10 strong. Unless there's a lot of attrition, which of course there always is. I think let's go with Renus. Too much turbulence. Top 10 car. On the button, too much turbulence. Alex Palou, Scott McLaughlin, Takuma Sato. Nah. Do we fill the top 10 out with Sato? Nah, I can't. You never bet against Sato, and therefore I will put him 11th. I don't like that. I don't like that. So top 10 car. Top 10 car. Scott McLaughlin. Yep. I think Scotty's got it this year. There's just a different mojo this year. Put him up there with Power and Rossi. I think those are the 3 that are on the button. Top 10 car. Joseph, Kirkwood, Palou, Herta, Rosenquist, Larson, Castroneves that's my real pushing the chips on the table. I think that was my big risk here. My other big risk was putting Sato and Ferrucci in too much turbulence. Betting against Dixon is tough. Hell, betting against the rain is tough. But Tony Kanaan is the Rainman, not Kyle Larson. I don't know. Send your tier lists to me on Twitter or any of the other social media accounts. I'll retweet them. But yeah. How you feeling, race fans? I don't know how I'm feeling about this. We'll find out whenever the Indy 500 actually happens.